morning, last day in Victoria, and we are at Butchart Gardens. We're almost to the airport actually, so we're going to spend our day wandering through all of the gardens. I'll show you as much as I can while still trying to enjoy and just be present. There is a gorgeous water wheel. It looks like they have it set up so that you can just work your way through the gardens and then come all the way out at the other end. And I was just telling Clancy that there's gelato at the end. The reward for all that walking, which will be nothing in comparison to the last couple days, I'm sure. Okay, first of all, the fall display. Look at all those pumpkins. It's so pretty. I want my backyard to look like that with pumpkins. I can't imagine it being this green where we're from at this time of year. We're headed into the sunken garden. The little trails in here are so pretty. Oh, look at this. It's like magical. How beautiful.
It's like a Disney ride.
It is. That's really cool.
That's just a restaurant.
Working our way down into the sunken garden. I was just saying that I think my mom could spend days in here. We'd have to bring a tent because you wouldn't be able to get her to leave. Look at the yellow, the mums. So pretty. I've heard and read that there isn't a bad time to visit here because of the continued work all the time in order to make it as beautiful as it is. What I didn't realize is that it's a National Historic Site. Did you know that?
I didn't know
I was noticing that on the way in. Yeah, no clue. There's a big a tiny waterfall way up on that big hill right there. I've decided these look like a parrot beak. Maybe they look more like a chili pepper. So this used to be an old limestone quarry. All the walls around us are limestone walls. And the Mrs. Butchart, I don't know if that's how you say it. Anyway, she created this garden to hide the mine because she thought it was ugly. And this is what it used to look like. She did a fantastic job because that's not pretty. Right now, probably because of the time of year, you just kind of walk in and out of the shade, through the shadows and back into the sunshine again, and it's just making so many depths of color. It's so beautiful. And we are just coming up on the Ross Fountain, and it is doing like a water show. Dancing. That is really incredible. I could just sit here and watch that for a long time. Okay, move over Vegas. Butchart Gardens got it all. Another hidden little garden just poked away. And there's some really cool birds down there made out of moss. Yeah, and there's some artificial wildlife up higher. We'll have to see if we can catch it. This is a fun little walkway because you're up higher. And on either side, you've got some really cool gardens going on. I was telling Clancy this kind of feels like riding the ridge, which we did a lot of in Panama. Valley on one side, valley on the other. Pretty in its own way, but not quite the same as this. We may have missed out on the lookout up at the top. Apparently it's a mound of limestone.
That's his bird.
Tiny little bird. Anyway, so we had to go all the way around, back down, and now we're walking our way through to find our way to the steps to go up onto that piece of limestone. Bit of a climb, but we made it. Whew. Look at this. It's so pretty. Clancy was just saying that he's glad we're at sea level, and I was thinking the exact same thing. because that was a climb and I'm huffing and puffing. We're coming up to the rose carousel. We're noticing all the moss and grass growing on the roof. It's the perfect carousel for Tiggy and Addie because there's a panda and there's a rabbit right in front of it. They could ride one behind the other on their favorite animal. We'll have to bring them back here. I wonder what the kids would think of this. I think they would enjoy it, but I wonder if they would get tired of looking at flowers. Very much enjoying the combination of colors, and it's just like a kaleidoscope. And then there's a really cool dragon fountain right here. Look at this. The water just coming out of his mouth. Another little side trail, and this thing is the size of a sequoia redwood. It has got to be 10 feet across. Look at that.
The one behind you is bigger.
Is it? Okay. Coming around. Oh my goodness, way bigger. Wow, it's dizzying to even look up. Woof.
There's buttons.
And we're moving down into the rose garden.
What are those?
It's a beautiful walkway. It's very strongly scented. I don't think I've ever seen so many variations of colors of these. They're just everywhere, and of course they're a fall flower, so it makes sense. But we're headed down into the full rose garden. Okay, I can see it being worthwhile to come back here in rose season. There's still some, like this one. Next stop is the Japanese garden. And apparently peak season for roses, if that's what you're into, is June through the end of August. But it must get very hot and uncomfortable to come through here. I don't think I would choose to come during that time at all. This is the sturgeon fountain. There's a dragon poked away in here. Just a little bit of water dripping out of his mouth, and then a whole fountain below. People are dropping coins. No, I don't want to drop a coin. I also don't think I mentioned it, but we are carrying our baggage with us today because of the fact that we're going straight from here to catch our flight. And I also don't think I showed you what I packed in. So for 3 days, I have a little bag. Clancy just has a little backpack because that's what was free on the plane, and we made it work. I think we could have even gone smaller and it would have been okay. I'm very proud of myself. But there are also a few things that I forgot that I could have brought, and it would have made it easier. Okay, Tiggy, this is for you. This is outdoor bamboo in Canada. They're just teeny tiny. I wonder how long they've been here. But when we were in Panama, we had bamboo that grew wild in the lawn, and we had to constantly pluck it out, and there was a huge hedge behind our house, so it's funny to see them so tiny. These ones are a little bit bigger.
No.
Not much. Not much. And this is probably our last view of the ocean. We knew that we could see it from here, and they just have a little bay, and it's really pretty. And you can't go out on the wharf. It's for the boat owners only. I don't see any whales. There's a little bridge, and then a stone path on the other side we're gonna do. I feel like it's missing koi fish. Is it missing koi fish?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for you, Tiggy. You and your love of bamboo. Wait for it. Here it comes. Another fun little bridge to not drop any cameras in or fall into. I really like this area of the garden. It's really beautiful. There are just so many little things poked away that you have to watch for. Like that. So many trees that have sweeping branches. Little benches tucked away. More bamboo. Another hidden away little pocket to go on all the little trails or you'll miss something. This is Star Pond. And I can't see it from here, but there's water squirting in from over there, and I'm not sure what it's coming from. You can see from this side. It's like a crane or a swan or something that's spitting the water out. I don't see what it is, but it was made for Mr. Butchart's ducks. This is the entryway into the Italian gardens. I think it's just mum heaven. Look it. And this was the Butchart's house. Okay, Clancy says this was a tennis court. That makes sense. Maybe this is my favorite because of the amount of yellow. Or is it my favorite? That's the question. I don't think I could choose a favorite. It was not the rose garden. I really liked the Japanese garden. And I really liked the sunken garden. And this Italian one is pretty too. I think it would be cool to come back at a different season and see what else they have in here, because this is just mums, but they have every color. We're in the gift shop, and I think the resin art is just about the coolest thing. I don't know that I would ever want to hang it in my house, but I would love to see how these ones are made, especially these ones with all of the jagged edges. We made it through a lot faster than we thought we would, and we have many hours until we need to be at the airport, but we're a long ways outside of Victoria, so we're trying to decide what to do. We stopped in Sydney, BC, just a little ways from Victoria after going to the gardens, and we are here for supper. We've never been here before. We're eating on the pier. We're gonna have clam chowder and more crab cakes, because yum, crab cakes. And then we have to catch our final bus over to the airport, and then we're on our way out. Vacation is almost over, so we're soaking up the last couple of minutes of ocean time that we possibly can. Last taste of ocean clam chowder. These are crab cakes. We are walking out to our plane. Our time in Victoria is over. It was a blast. So glad that we got to do this. We feel like grown-ups going away for the weekend. We're excited to go home, see the kids. They'll all be in bed, so it won't be till tomorrow morning. We hope that you enjoyed coming with us, and we hope that someday you get to visit Victoria. See y'all soon.